Okay, welcome to our My Jong Pie program for this Wednesday. We are starting on some of the foundations of long fist, and we're going to be integrating and working using our Tam Tuey set, which is one of the foundational sets of the system. Quite often, different groups will either use Tam Tuey or Gunli Kun as their introduction set. They both have lots of merits. Tam Tuey is nice because it's very progressive. You can learn bits and pieces at a time. You can really refine a chain and then move on to the next without feeling like you're not getting to the end of the set. So it works well that way. Last week we were focusing a lot on learning how to move between the lateral, what I was calling so the square, leaning up with somebody, and the lateral or return to the side of it, and some of the advantages and disadvantages of both of those, and how we want to be able to seamlessly blend between them, and how this set helps us with blending between those two possible, those two options, that lateral option and the square option. Okay, let's get ourselves warmed up before we start to do that. So we'll just let the head rise and fall. And we're looking from side to side. And we're going to go ear to one shoulder and hang. And to the other. Again, to the first side and the second. We'll do some head rolls in the front. Yeah, let's warm up the shoulders a bit, rolling them back and forward. Again, those shoulders warmed up a bit more, circling one way and the other. Good, quick lean to one side and to the other side. And let those arms go nice and loose. We've talked in the past about the horizontal movements being created by twisting through the torso and setting in the hips. We've talked about downwards diagonals. And rising diagonals. And downwards verticals. And rising verticals. And then we split, one forward, one back. And then we go the other way, one forward, one back. Good. And then we can head to the hips. Let the hips roll one way. And the other. One more time, the first way. And the second. Legs go from the inside to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From the outside to the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do some crossover. So hands behind the head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Shake it out. Feet together. Knees one way and the other. And then stretch down. Hang down towards the ground. And then we can roll to come back up. Okay, let's start with some of the real foundational hip exercises from the Mai Jung La Horn. So in this narrow, in this horse rider stance, what we want to do is we want to be able to learn how to shift through the hip. So we're not fully turning to the square, but we're going to drive out and punch. Then we're going to circle, grab, and we're sliding along the rib cage and pushing out to punch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're slipping under. We're deflecting, slipping, punching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll come on up. So one of the qualities that my Zhonghua horn has is it's actually quite a relaxed system. So we're looking to be able to create these kind of whippy motions. We're not trying to tighten, we're trying to move fluidly for speed, because the tighter we get, the less speed we can apply. Now, back to our discussion of snapping between the deep kind of fold in the hip to the parallel drop into the pelvis of the lateral. So this is, we were using from our set that we previously learned from our Surveillon set, we're twisting and punching. So we're allowing the hip to turn, then we're scooping up and we're pulling back and setting in our hip. So we're going across 1 and back 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to do another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And come on up. So we've got that nice movement. Now, what you'll see a lot with most good martial arts is that movements are never individual. We're always thinking about the setup for the next piece. So we were talking about how when we're in the lateral, how we can cover up, and it gives us lots of reach with our lead arm, but it kind of makes things difficult with the back arm. So one of the ways we can compromise for that is to learn how to fold deeply into that front hip to engage that back arm, but then head back to our covered position. Boom, boom. Okay, one other area, let's keep working on a couple more foundations. And this one is a good coordination drill, and it includes the idea of punching and kicking simultaneously. So we're going to go 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and we're going to see this in the set, in the Tam Tuey. We're going to grab, and we're going to go kick and punch, punch again. Grab, kick and punch, step back, punch. 1, 2, 3. We're talking about the long fist ideas of range of motion. Look at all the work we're getting here, twisting the trunk. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we'll change. Other side, grab, punch, kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And come on up from there. Okay, so let's check into a couple of the other foundations we were talking about last week. So in the Tam Tuey set, it is a linear back and forth set. Each pass of the set gives us a fighting sequence, a fighting chain to work with. We talked last week about how some of that work is on calisthenics, on getting strong, getting range of motion, taking care of our joints, keeping the joints and the body functioning well, even down to getting the internal organs functioning well. That's all part of the calisthenic part, strength, connection, so that we don't individualize the body, we unify the body, and we take care of the body for the long term. So there's that part of our Kung Fu, as well as the fighting aspects too. Now, a good fighter is a healthy fighter. So things you can do that make you healthy and help maintain your health and strength, those are advantageous. Sometimes just working on, strengthening routines can get a little bit tedious. And so we have sport-specific calisthenics inside of our forms, ways that help to not only strengthen and emphasize the muscle groups that are being used, unify them, but also in the chains that are applicable to power production, movement, balance, and coordination. So there are two main turnarounds that are going to link these two chains together. We started looking at the one last week, and this is the one we were talking about. We're going to sort of start in the lateral here because we're going to be heading one direction or the other, and we're going to circulate through. We're going to go back of hand. And that's pretty easy because my body's just here. Now the next piece of the puzzle I'm trying to learn is how to leave my lower body in the lateral and turn my trunk across, and then I'm going to return back to lateral. So I'm setting up kind of a springiness, 1, 2, 3. So the pattern is back of hand, palm, punch. And this hand comes in here. Now, again, it's kind of stylized with the thumb in the armpit, but that's the idea that we want to protect our jaw and our ribs in those positions. So we go 1, back of hand, 2, load the trunk, 3, drive the punch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do a few more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on the other side, 1, turn the trunk, 2, push out the punch. Back of hand, palm, punch. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. Now, let's get the body working from side to side a bit. So we're going to go one side, 1, 2, 3, other side, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. We want this stuff to become kind of just ingrained into our neural pathway so we don't have to think about it too much. But we want that power production not in the arms, but in sitting in our legs, turning through our trunk. A couple more. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3. Last ones. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So one of the things, this little turn, like, yes, we can be on the lateral and turn and throw a punch, but we can also apply this when we're in the square here, where we've learned how to engage that shifting and moving of the trunk to create some of our motions, building up, parrying and punching, tap, punch, or sideways, tap, punch, deflect, hit, tear, punch, and where you learn how to not move in singles, but in multiple movements. Singles, if a single misses and we don't have anything else following it, we don't have the ability to keep pressuring with our attacks. And truthfully, in self-defense, you are better on an aggressive offense than a backpedaling defense. Parrying, deflecting, covering up, good skills to have, but hard skills to apply well. If we are in the mode where we are pushing, the other person is in the mode where they are defending. Now, that doesn't mean we're going to start the situation, but if the situation evolves to a place where we do need to use it for self-defense, we do want to be fairly aggressive with how we use it. Okay, so what is the second main movement that is being learned as we link the two the different passes of our set together? And this is, again, a work in the lateral. So we'll talk about the footwork for the first one momentarily, or in our next few classes. This second one is going to be, again, in the sort of lateral horse position. And what we're looking to do here is some strengthening and some range of motion. We want to be able to sit in our lateral and come around and hook punch with our back arm, pull down and straight punch with our front arm. So we're going hook around, pull down, punch out. So this will be one of our second setups when we're turning. What's tricky, again, if I'm facing forward, is that I have to be able to go turn the waist, come back to center, turn the waist, come back to center. And in this case, I don't want to break down. Earlier today, we were folding and getting range from the hip, but this is an exercise in getting range from the waist. It's also very useful when we start to think about hauling somebody over our shoulder and our hip. So we want to be able to chamber. That means we're learning how to tuck the elbow and shoulder blade on this hand so it's a straight line when it comes back out as well. So we go hook around, pull down, punch out. 1, 2, 3. Again, here's this multiples, often in groups of threes. 1, 2, 3. So let's try that on the one side a few times. So we're going to go 1, 2, punch. Hook punch, pull down, straight punch. Wind up the waist, settle in, release the waist to punch. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side, hook around, pull down. Now, what's really hard is not to collapse the knees and the ankles, but work the strength in your lower back and abdomen and range of motion in your spine. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, like we did with the last one, let's try taking it from side to side. I'll turn my back so you can get this from different angles. So legs are going to stay nice and open, and we go one side, boom, other side, one side, other side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. All that sitting in the legs, working the quads, working the glutes, getting that strength and stability while moving and shifting through the torso. Okay, so let's keep building on our first movement. So in the set, we actually end up kind of stepping in with this. And this is teaching us a couple of things about how to move. Now, we don't always want to get into narrow positions, but quite often narrow positions are used when you see direction changes and stuff as a way to slip in and create throws. So in this case, what we're ending up doing is kind of shuffling up. Now this could be that we then step back out. So let's try that as a bit of a movement pattern. So we're going to go, I'll say facing forward, we're going to go shuffle up, step out. Shuffle up, step out. So this is teaching us a way of moving in the lateral. Shift in, step up, shift out, step up, shift out. Now we can start to use that in combination with our loads up with the hands in just a second. So 1, step up, step out, other direction. 1, 2. So if I was coming in, I said, we had that nice protected position. Here we can keep the groin offline, but kind of we're learning how to move the trunk, and we're going to step up or step back. So if somebody's moving into our space, we could move back away. If we want to move into their space, we can move up. Now we don't want to spend a ton of time sitting here narrow foot. So the idea is to shuffle in, shuffle back. And this is often combined with kicks after a while. So you shuffle and you could be kicking. You could shuffle and kick with your side kick. Shuffle, kick, shuffle, kick. So again, look at my range. If I'm back here and I pull my leg back, I can kind of get to where the wall hanging is. But if I shift up, which doesn't move me in all that much, my shoulder hasn't moved into their space too much, but now I'm kicking much deeper in. So how does this look when we're starting to apply it to the crossovers, the linking sections of the Tam Tuey? So we're going to go from here, we're going to step up into place, and then we're going to punch out. Now, that could be in a fighting position where you kind of shuffle in and punch. So you're moving in to make that punch. In the set, we're using it as a turnaround. So we're going to kind of bring our feet together, and then we're going to turn around and head the other direction, or turn around and head out. So let's look at it as a way to shuffle in to get distance on my lead arm. So I'm going to go here as I reach with this hand. I'm going to be 1, 2, I'm going to shuffle in, and 3, I'm going to blast back out. 1, 2, 3. So this is teaching me how to parry, deflect, or tear down. So sometimes these are used if someone's got their hands up and protecting themselves. We can engage that hand. Maybe we're not going to actually necessarily hit them hard with this hand, but they engage with that hand and we start to tear it down, and we could either hit with the palm or we could press in and bind that person's arm to their body and then punch out. And look at the load up we're getting. Here's that wind up. I'm turning. I'm creating a spring, and I'm stepping out from that spring to punch with a nice long lead arm. So I'm using my longest tool for my arms is my lateral punch. As soon as I go to the square, it's not quite as long as if I sit in that lateral. So let's try that with a little bit of a step in before we close up today. So we're going to go back of hand like we were doing, but now as we bring in the back foot, we also bring in the back hand. This gives us a chance to work on turning through the waist to wind up, and then we shuffle, boom, into that punch. Now in the set, it's a vertical fist that we're working on. So we go from here, we go back of hand, step up, step out. Back of hand, step up, step out. We can go the other way. 1, step in, 2, punch out. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. A little quicker. 1, 2, 3. You could shuffle in quick and step back out. boom, transfer. See that? That transfer is right there where we can shuffle in and keep moving in. Boom, one side or the other. Or we can shuffle back. So it could be deflecting, parrying, and moving back in. 1, 2, move in. Someone comes from the other side. We pull back, we strike, we move back in again. Someone's farther away. We shuffle in, we step in, we shuffle again. Boom, boom, boom. So we can reach with that foot. Step in with the other side, covering the body. Reach, cover, long strike. Moving back, covering, right? Striking in. Deflecting, covering, striking in. So we can keep adjusting where this lateral stance is. Step out, come back, step in, step out. Step out, shuffle in far. Step out, shuffle in, shuffle out. And then we want to combine that with this constant motion. 1, 2, 3, 3. And again, we want to tighten those motions up as we get the feel for it, so that we're not necessarily making big motions and we're, pulling down to our hip, leaving our whole head exposed. We can get that same feeling in the inside of the body where we're going back of hand parry, palm parry, punch. 1, 2, 3. And then I've got all my variations in my lateral where I could be shuffling in, shuffling back, slipping in, slipping back. And it gives me all sorts of variety. And then we also want to be able to take that in multiple directions. So, somebody's coming from a different angle and I'm pivoting. Boom, I'm moving in. I'm turning. I'm hitting in one direction. We want this to feel natural. 1, 2, 3s. Down, down, in. Down, down, in. Or deflect, deflect, strike. Or seize, smash, smash again. Seize, pin. Release, punch. There's a ton that we can work on. Okay, we're going to leave it there for today, and we'll dive a little bit more into the nature of these circular hook punches that come into the second turnaround option, and we'll start to build up as we work our way towards Tam Tuey pass number 1. Thanks for training today. Good. If you have any questions, things you want to see repeated or more work on, let me know either after class now or through text or email, and we will keep progressing and build up on what's quite an incredible set. And if you learned one set in your lifetime, this one would give you enough fighting knowledge and different techniques. You wouldn't really need much more than this. All right. Thanks for training today.